Alrighty, folks. I wanted to throw an idea out there for you guys. I was just thinking of which I think could work. I need to confirm I can get this particular piece, but let me know what you guys think of this idea. So, in my initial video yesterday, I proposed how we're going to move Dragon Ball Z upstairs. And it'll allow us to get a third shelf, one of these shelves, which will allow Katie, Goku vs. Vegeta, as well as some additional statues. Now, of course, I want more Dragon Ball Z statues, but in reality, the only one I really need is KD Goku vs. Vegeta. I don't need anything else, because then I'm just going to get back into the duplicates. I mean, the only thing that would be real nice is KD Frieza bust. That would be real nice, because it's not necessarily a duplicate per se, it's a bust of Frieza, where like if I got Prime 1 Frieza, that's just a duplicate. And I've kind of downsized everything to just singular statues of each character outside of course, Z Warriors and Vegeta being Majin, different costume, very unique. Everything else is a singular statue. I have no repeats per se. I mean, if you want to call that Goku a repeat, since there's a Goku also there and there. But in reality, I only have one single Goku statue. Everything else is Goku's like just part of it. I would definitely love to get the Frieza bust. As Frieza is the best villain of Dragon Ball Z by far. I love Frieza's personality. He's one of my favorite villains for sure. Top, probably 5 favorite villains of all time. I'd put Frieza up there with my top 5 favorite. So here's the secondary plan that can also work. I absolutely have to get Dragon Ball Z out of here because this needs to become the video game display. The only other way to get video game display different is if we removed all MK 1/3. But the idea is we move all of my Jurassic setup in that room. And then we get Queen Studios T-Rex bust. So by doing so, you open up 3 36-inch wide garage shelves there. And you could do 2 things with that. One, you can move all of MK, 1/3, keep the bus, and make this room quarter scale only. Keep DBZ where it's at. And then the additional space we need for like Wukong bus and Final Fantasy and any quarter scale video game statues goes up here. And then we put Kratos 3rd scale and any 3rd scale video games out there. That's an okay idea. It's not horrible. Like I said, I've always loved how my MK display looked. Even if it's different scaling top to bottom, the overall display looks really good. Because I already have so many MK, I just want to like keep them together. So I'm not super fond of that idea, but the other idea is to move Dragon Ball Z where Jurassic is. Because if you do think about it, okay, so I have space for KD Frieza bust. I could potentially get 1 or 2 more DBZ at that point. Or I could get Queen T-Rex bust. That is 1,000 times cooler. Of course, I need to make sure I can find it for a reasonable price. Someone was trying to sell it for $8,800. Oh gosh, I'm not paying that. But here's how this would work. Now, these are 48-inch wide garage shelves, so obviously I can't fit like all the statues I want in each shelf, but we are getting 3 shelves. The left shelf, because of its the ceiling, I can't make it a freaking super tall one. It has to remain basically as is like that. Now, the way I would do this, KD Goku vs. Vegeta, top shelf. Shenron Dragon right there, the wall mount, so actually you can see it good. I don't like it the way it's at right now. Underneath, I would do Sume Broly angled that way, and then I'd have to do Sume Vegeta. And then right here, you would do Boo, Cell, Androids, Frieza. So the entire villain line down low. And then right here would still be Z Warriors, although I could not display the extra characters. You'd only be able to fit Z Warriors. Like Z Warriors will fit, you just can't fit that or that, which is fine. I would put those in the glass shelf down to the right. All the extra DBZ would just go right here. Top shelf would be the 2 bus. Now the 2 bus will fit. Right now I have quite a bit of extra space. As you can see, there's an entire handful here, handful there. If I push them just a little bit closer, I can easily fit them. And I'd still be able to put all those little props and everything. But there's definitely extra space on that shelf. So I could consolidate them, make it a little tighter, less space on each side, and put them still top shelf. So they would be, in essence, where the T-Rexes are at up there. So, boom, Goku and Vegeta, Z-Warriors, Cell and Boo, Frieza androids. Right there, I'd basically only be able to fit, like, Gohan and Goku and Trunks. I can only fit 2 of the other. I can't fit all 3. That's why I either need to do Sume Frieza or Trunks down low, or you sell Trunks. But you basically can fit 2. So, like I said, I could just put Sume Vegeta there, down low, next to Broly, which does look good and works. I hate putting this one down low because it's such a good statue, but it'd just be an unfortunate sacrifice. But these 2 will fit in a 36-inch shelf. The only thing I worry about is Trunks. I mean, he'd still fit. He'll still fit. But yeah, basically those 2 would go on the shelf. You would not be able to fit the Vegeta. Now, above that, you would not be able to fit all of this. You can only fit Prime 1, Goku, and Vegeta, not the head holders. So those would have to go inside the glass shelf. So the head holders, that and that, all go on the glass shelf. Sume Vegeta gets bottom shelf treatment, but then we do have a good spot for KD Goku versus Vegeta above. And that maxes out the entire spot. So, yeah, that basically is it. The only other way to kind of... That's interesting, that light's not on. It must be 10 o'clock. The only way to get other DBZ spaces if you got rid of these and then you put some... you could put like Sume Vegeta right there, for example. And you could put DBZ statues right here instead of them. Like, make this all DBZ. And then you could, in essence, just do like Broly there and something else. If I did do this DBZ, I would probably do KD Frieza bust there with Sume Vegeta and maybe even just Prime 1 Frieza to pair with the bust. Since, like I said, I really do love Frieza. But this isn't a bad idea. Now, I like my Jurassic as is. Let's talk about... I mean, what I don't like is how much this sticks out because of how big this is. And it makes viewing that difficult. I have to step back, really. I prefer to just have the shelf pushed back. Other than that, overall, I do like the display. Now, upstairs, it would be a 48-inch wide garage shelf. That would be 24 inches deep, so this wouldn't be sticking off like it is this much. It wouldn't stick off at all, in fact. I would make so it doesn't stick off. And I would just pair it with Raptor Bust. So it would go, think of it like this, on that wall. Let's just say right here, that wall, Queen T-Rex bust in the corner. Then a 48-inch wide garage shelf here with this Raptor Bust, plus those little props right there. Underneath, you do Raptor 1/6, Dilophosaurus 1/6, with their signboards and maybe like a prop for each. Since that one has a Barbasol can, maybe just give him at least one, maybe that raptor claw down there. And that would still be wall mounted above, but I would switcheroo that. So the T-Rex bust is right there and the Dominion bust is there. There's a specific reason for that, but yeah, we'd switch those around. I'd still do the whole greenery scene and all the signs and that poster and wall mount that above everything. Have those signs. On the right side, we'd actually do a 3-tiered shelf. So we could fit all 3 of those. Because they're not super tall, but I would like to get them like all on one shelf. So we do a full 3-tier shelf where each space gets, 32 inches. I would probably do maybe that one down low, and then the Mosasaurus middle shelf, and then the Indominus Rex top shelf. Probably like that. And then Dominus Rex would go next to the Giganotosaurus. So I'd want them kind of like near each other. But I think that could look really good. Doing all three 1/15ths together, then the Jurassic Park one, and then, of course, the giant Queen Studios bust. In essence, so it's a Jurassic room having Queen T-Rex bust, which I need to measure to make sure it fits in the door, because I swear that door is smaller. I need to measure the door, because if it can't fit in that room, it's completely out of the question. I just know I was putting a box in there, the deep tail box, and that it would not fit. I had to remove the freaking door just to get it through. I feel like these doors are slightly wider, but I'll need to measure it. If it's a standard door size, it should fit though. Plus, it'd be way easy to put the Queen T-Rex bust in there. Just go through the main front door and then immediately turn into that room. My buddy who just bought it, he says it should fit through a standard door. So that is kind of the option B. I mean, we can just leave Jurassic as is, forget Queen T-Rex, and then just move DBZ, get KD Frieza bust. If we wanted to get Prime 1 Frieza, we could pair them together. There's definitely options. I mean, I love Dragon Ball Z, of course. I wouldn't mind getting more DBZ statues, but I really am trying to get away from tons of duplicates. So that's why if I'm going to get more outside of Goku versus Vegeta, it's going to have to be either dioramas or busts, not another just Goku or just another Vegeta statue. So, what do you guys think? Would you prefer the Jurassic room and then DBZ hallway? Or either option, this will become video game with Wukong Bus, Kratos, Final Fantasy underneath. Unless I decide to keep DBZ there and do video game statues here and do like Final Fantasy 7 or actually have to do Wukong Bust, probably just on one shelf. I forget how deep Wukong Bust is. I don't think it's too deep, but maybe Wukong Bust, Final Fantasy 7, and then some other video game statues there, and then 1/3's in the hallway. But the Kratos 1/3, I believe, is 24 inches deep. So it would stick off the shelf just like, I mean, that's 30 inches deep, but it would stick off the shelf by 4 inches. So I'm not really keen towards that. And like I said, I really want to do that Kratos 1/3 next to the bust because it's about nearly as tall as my bust. And I feel like they would just pair so good. So good. And so I would really like to pair that. I just know it would look god tier. So that's why I'm really leaning of doing Kratos bust right there with Kratos 1/3. And then hopefully like Wukong 1/3, Wukong bust, and Stellar Blade. I do like the idea of Queen T-Rex. I need to make sure it can fit. I need to make sure I can find it for a reasonable price. I saw it today for, like I said, $8,800, which is too much. I'd like to pay $7,500 or less. But I do, of course, want that because I know how much of a grail it is. And my buddy who just got it, he's like, it's the best bust. He's like, it's better than Queen Thanos and Infinity Sauron, which he owns both. Although his Queen T-Rex is a recast, so kind of definitely can't compare to a recast to the original. Even if it looks the same, the knowledge of it being a recast, you don't get quite as much joy out of it. Knowing it's a fake. It's like someone who buys a fake purse and it may look exactly like the real purse, but you're definitely not getting the same joy as someone who actually bought the real purse and they know they got an authentic one. That is 100% true. Where other things, I do think a fake doesn't matter. Like, at least for me, like, for example, like a poster or an art print, I don't care if it's an original or just I went to my print shop and printed it. As long as the quality is the same, I don't give a crap. So that is one area where I really do not care. But when it comes to statues, I will never buy a recast again. I had them. I owned maybe like 4 or 5 of them. Sold them all. Never again. So, but I definitely like the idea of Queen T-Rex bust because I'm a huge fan of Jurassic. I love this bust, and I would not sell it for sure. But we would just get Queen T-Rex bust and call it a day in that room. So what do you guys think? Should we do that? Like I said, I need to measure the room, but I do think it would look really good, and I'd freaking love that. And DBZ hallway. All the statues I kind of said would fit, and we would get good angles on pretty much everything. Broly would get a full garage for right now. It's shortened, so he would get the full height of the shelf, which would be real nice. And KD Goku versus Vegeta would go great right here. So I do like the idea quite a bit. And then doing Shenron wall mount there, I think it'd look really good. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think, which option you guys prefer. See you in the next one. Have a great day.